state building. Do you see the signs on the wall? And
I see the signs.
She knows.
I know where we are.
Gracie
Abrams.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You had the craziest week.
It's been a week.
How are you
Everyone's
feeling?
been having a week.
I know, but how are you feeling today?
I'm just so grateful to be here. Thank you guys for having me. It's trippy.
Of course. I mean,
you.
let's hang on that word trippy and think about the hours that you have put in, the vulnerability that goes into the music that you've always created, but to now have this be the space that you're creating in, and to see this record that's only about a week or so old really connect on a level that maybe, I don't know, well, you use the word, you said trippy.
Yeah.
Like, what is that trippy word for you?
I mean, it's just exciting because we had so much fun writing the song.
Yeah.
And I think it was fun in a way that I'd never experienced around writing music before, because it was always such an isolated thing. All of a sudden I was writing with my best friend, and so inherently there's kind of like kind of dramatics there that are just built in, and you can like laugh at each other so directly, and we know each other like the back of our hand. So we had such a good time, and so the fact that people seem to have a good time with the song is so lucky.
And you said that you guys were having so much fun writing it. What were you guys doing?
On our couch. I had COVID. And we were we'd been separated, and she was like, I just want to hang out really bad. Like, we're not going anywhere for a week. Like, let's I was just recovering from being sick. And there's the kind of lots of things contributed to the mania that is felt, I think, in the song. It's kind of like a bit of a spiral, but
I feel like a jerk because didn't even say the proper time. It's Risk by the, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about the song, like, I mean, as if the world knows it, but they do know it. And let's peel back the layers to this particular record, because it's about stepping out there and doing something and being willing to. I mean, the lyrics here, it's diving straight into like the deep end and not knowing, man. But you're gonna take it. What was that risk that, you know what I mean? That was it just creating this song? Was it being yourself with this album?
I think so. It's like it's so much more extroverted. It's again like writing all of these stories in the context of my closest friendship made it really easy to, totally lean into how uncomfortable a lot of these feelings typically are. Just the lack of, security, not knowing someone, but like knowing enough about them where you are able to project a ton. And kind of like we spent a lot of time talking about what that feels like, because it's so strange, and you do feel like you're actively losing your mind when you're falling for someone in that capacity. So it felt it's totally a different side of my personality, I think, than a lot of the other music that I've released in the past, but it's a more accurate reflection of kind of what the inside of my head looks like at this point in my life.
And how does it feel to now have that song as one of your debut performances on late night TV?
Oh, I was so happy to do
Jimmy
that.
Fallon, congratulations.
Thank you. He was so generous to have us
How
on.
was it performing that live?
So fun. I mean, I also think this album was written with a live show in mind, for sure, because it was very much influenced by the amount of touring I've done over the past couple of years now. And
can we say sold out touring, sold out dates? You know what I'm saying?
Can we
Those
say,
words out there for you. You
Eras
deserve
tour
that.
opener.
thanks,
Yeah.
guys. No, but it felt really good to have the first moment of playing a song live from the album, because it's so meant to be. And we're already doing new arrangements and things, and kind of diving into what that looks like and feels like. So it was so fulfilling to do, and I get to work with the coolest, hottest band, so I'm really lucky.
That's dope. I mean, getting to do and share these moments with people who you care most about. And, I think as we were jokingly, I mean, there's a reason why these tour dates were sold out. There's a reason why people were turning up early at the Eras tour, knowing that you were going to be a part of it. There was, that part of who you are, that you're creating this connection. Your fans are it's a community. What does that mean to you to be vulnerable, but to also get that from them, knowing that you have this bond with the lyrics of these songs that mean the most to you?
It's just entirely a two-way street, because I think, I that's why I fell in love with performing, and I never wanted to do it because I was so scared. I just loved to write, and I was the only one who was going to sing my songs, obviously. So it turned into that. But I fell in love with doing it because I get to share a space with them and being in the same room as them has changed the course of my life, not just, in terms of career, but just emotionally. I feel like it was like exposure therapy of showing up even on days when like life doesn't stop when you're on tour. So if something's going on in your personal life where it doesn't feel like, you want to get up on stage and like sing, doing it anyway, and then being met with the kind of kindness and generosity of spirit that, the people who are kind enough to come to my shows give me, it's like been a really hopeful thing to get to know a community of people like that. And I love them. Like I recognize their faces. I know their names.
That's so
I feel
cool.
like I know details about their lives, and to see at shows over the course of the past 2.5 years in different cities, these friend groups have formed where like at the first show they didn't know each other, but the third they have all gone together, and it's just like there's a sweetness there that I think, especially after the pandemic where we were all so separated from one another, it's been so beautifully refreshing. And at one point in time, like my favorite thing about music was being able to write it alone and process things that way. And now my favorite thing about it is the communal aspect and being able to process things as a group. And it's so rare to be able to like share a room with strangers and scream about just universal experiences and feelings. And I'm a huge fan of live shows. It's always been so effective as a way to process things, and to do it with people you don't know is really magical. And I wish it happened more.
Yeah.
And it's also so cool to see that now your community is expanding to radio. I mean, congratulations, your song Risk.
Thank
You're breaking
you.
out as our iHeartRadio On the
Thank
Verge
you.
artist.
Thank you for having me around. I'm so grateful. It's crazy.
How did you feel when you found that out?
Earworm.
It's just I actually still think it's a big joke. And
Well, actually, it
is.
is. Gracie, I'm sorry. Joke's on you.
I'm being pranked. Yeah, exactly.
Remember Ashton Kutcher?
real.
No, I mean, it
Punch his
means
back.
so much. It's where like you grow up listening to iHeart. It's all so significant, and I don't understand how like my name and iHeartRadio are in the same sentence ever. So I just feel really lucky. And again, it does feel just with this particular album and Risk specifically, because it was the first song that Audrey and I wrote for the album. I just, she's not here today, but I get to share these milestones with my best friend because we did this together, and that being the foundation for, any tiny, even like smidge of success, even if it's one person who listens to the song and likes it, she and I feel really grateful that we get to share.
Is she the
together.
us, the secret of us, or is
There's
it?
many us's.
There's
aren't
many
there?
us's?
There's
Yeah.
absolutely. She's one of my primary us's in my life. Absolutely.
But those secrets, being able to be in a space where you're willing to share those secrets, as you aptly named the title of this album, to expose some of those emotions that, man, that's tough to do in front of thousands of people, in front of millions who are listening, just not showing up to the shows, but being there. What kind of bravery? Where does that bravery come from? Where does that courage come from?
It's like I don't know if it's bravery or like the audacity, but I think it's fun. I don't know. It's fun to process things, and I think it's always been my instinct, and it was always just private, and now doing it where anything that's public facing, there's so much strange, like I guess baggage that comes with it, and so for the primary thing, in my life around anything that's public facing, to be one that I know at least someone is connecting to it on a way where like I just know what music has done for my life as a fan of it. Like I could only ever hope that my music finds someone who needs it in some way, even for a split second.
Yeah.
It's effective sometimes.
Well, sometimes, I mean, person to person, but also Grammy nominations. I mean, that
Singular. We can't go plural yet, but maybe someday.
Grammy nomination, that is huge.
Thank you.
What is that like, knowing that you are a Grammy Award nominated artist now?
It's so bizarre, dude. It's so bizarre. I mean, it's I mean, again, same thing as like listening to the radio every day on the way to school. It's like every year I would sit on the couch and watch the Grammys, and then since they started even doing the like nomination like live stream, I would sit in bed alone, and that was this exact same thing that happened this year. Like truly zero expectations around anything, and so to hear my name on the live stream was this, I honestly, it was like I was completely alone and zero anticipation, and then just complete panic of like where you're just like, oh, I'm actually like hallucinating and I need to be medicated or something.
Shake me, damn it.
Yeah, like I need to call my mom and like confirm that I'm
What
still
did
on
she
this planet.
say?
It was very kind. It just sweetness. I think like everything can feel like hard to understand because everything's online right now, you know what I mean? And it's like, what do numbers actually mean, you know? And I don't know, the Grammys, you're kind of just like, whoa.
It's whoa.
Everyone knows what the Grammys are. So.
Everybody does.
Crazy.
The Met Gala?
Yeah. That
What about that? Your first Met Gala?
Also trippy.
Yeah.
There are spaces I have no experience being in, and that was one of them. And so I felt lucky to, I mean, just because we're here, I feel like the most important thing to talk about is the Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo.
Come on now.
That was the most
Well, first
beautiful.
off, what were you thinking when you saw Ariana Grande getting carried into the room? Like, that was spectacular.
I didn't realize it was her until I heard her voice because I didn't have my glasses on.
Okay.
Oh, man. You didn't bring contacts
So
to the Met Gala?
I don't even have contacts. I'm behind in some ways. I need to kind of get my shit together a
But
little
then
bit.
she and Cynthia,
it was
oh my
crazy.
God.
I mean, them individually, it's like I feel like I'm just such a huge fan of what they do separately, and then when they're together, I've watched the Wicked trailer like 50 times just to like try to absorb. I'm like, please, like come out sooner, like please. They're unbelievable.
Gracie, we all gotta wait.
I know,
Yeah,
I know. If you get like tickets for an early screening, just
all
call
right,
me.
we'll let you know. We got your back.
Thank you.
Hey, one of the headlines that has come up recently after you sit down with Jimmy Fallon is the idea of blacking out, and you black out a lot, fam. Not only Taylor, Eras Tour, but meeting Joni Mitchell at the Grammy. Do we need to give you some sort of
water?
Yeah, is that what it is? Hydrate properly?
Probably EpiPen, yeah, totally. Allergic to fear.
To be in those moments, to know that you're deserving of those moments, those opportunities to be amongst those people. I know it's hard to receive that, but we want to give you the chance to take these flowers. I mean, what does it mean to you to know that this hard work is paying off, that, you know, you're opening for Taylor and getting to observe and absorb all that she does to make your craft better, or to have Joni's lyrics or, you know, on your body. Like, that's powerful. Like, what does that mean to you?
I think it's just, there's something that is undeniably, in the moment I've felt just such immediate gratitude to even be in the same room as these legends that you're talking about. Like, to be close to them at all feels like energetically there's something you can pick up on, let alone, you know, in the instance with Taylor, I truly felt like a student all summer, just studying from every angle in the stadium that I possibly could, watching every single show that I opened for, and really just trying to learn as much as possible. With Joni, I feel like I've spent my entire life studying her music and memorizing all of it and watching every live performance that has been documented, and then to eventually have been able to end up in that room with her that day where we all got to collectively just weep to her performance. And it's so wild, and I feel incredibly misplaced. I feel misplaced here. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? No, but I mean it. Like, I think I really do genuinely, every room that I've been lucky enough to enter that does feel so beyond me, I just am overwhelmed with the just gratitude, and I feel really lucky to be like trusted with these opportunities. So thank you guys for having me on, because it really is generous. Thank you for your time.
No, wait, the fact that you saw and sat through 31 of Taylor's shows, first of all, everyone here is jealous. Yeah. But second
it's
of all,
really wild.
As an artist, what is one thing that you picked up that you're like, this is why she's a star? Like, this is different, and or like something that you're like, I need to be better at this.
I mean, I need to be better at everything.
No.
It's true. It's like that's what's so cool about it. It's like a sport. It's like a muscle. It's like you just I don't think you can ever stop improving at your craft. But we could talk about reasons why she's who she is for years, but what I admired so much every single night was her ability to both make you feel like you're on another planet when you're in the stadium at times, and then also like the only two people in the stadium are you and her. Like, she has such an unbelievable relationship with her audience, and they, you know, she's been this like touchstone for them forever. I mean, I can speak personally, like, every significant memory in my life has been accompanied by an album of hers or a specific song, and just these like sense memories that are really formative. And so there's something that's really unbelievable about sharing, we were talking about it earlier, but like sharing space with 80,000 100,000 people where everyone who's there, like it really means something deep, like in their bones. She like cuts through. So I feel like I'm every opportunity that I have to be in the orbit of artists that I've admired forever is a learning experience. And I can, Aaron Dessner, who I have worked with for the past few years now, who's like family at this point. I feel like I've learned so much about how to operate in this industry from him, and also just how to be as a person. I feel like he's been just such an instrumental mentor in my like early adult life.
And those albums that you're loving and watching and seeing live, now you're putting out your own work, The Secret of Us. Congratulations.
Thank you so
month.
much.
To
I'm
every
so
single
excited.
person that just supports you and is streaming your song and rooting you on here with iHeart, like, what do you have to say to them?
It's so beyond me that there is any of that support, and then I'm so excited for this album in particular, for them to have it, because it's meant for us to scream together. So right now I just feel like I'm like, oh God, I want to leak it, but won't be doing that. But I'm really excited for it to be off my phone.
We got plans.
I know, like deluxe albums or things
Yeah.
where maybe some extra songs, you're like, I love this and might put that. Do you have any idea that you would be wanting to do something like that?
I have so much music, and I'm writing things constantly, so we'll see where where songs
always
end up.
open here.
Thank
It's not like a lot of people
you.
listen to Z100 or anything.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah,
it's like the biggest deal ever. Or anything.
But no, you are the biggest deal ever, dude.
No.
Gracie Abrams, you are a true gem, and you're now a part of our family. And
Oh.
we embrace and with open arms welcome you. So thank you for taking the time.
Thank you both so much. It really
Yeah,
means a lot.
girl.
Thank you so much for your time.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100.